Well, there's the bell signifying the starting of the newest weighing interjection show where Josh Thompson and I will go 5 rounds against each other in the hope that he can get something right.
Oh, I'm going to get it all right. I'm going to go 10-8 on your chin, buddy. I'm going to bloody that nose up right there.
Come on, baby.
I'm going to see if that cushion of gray is going to keep that chin strong.
It's a cushion, baby.
Speaking of gray, John, speaking of gray. Oh, it's coming
Age
through.
it's a bitch.
Oh, man. This is horrible.
It's all good.
Jeez. I thought it'd be sexy forever.
I thought you'd get some wisdom with some of that gray, man.
Good luck with that. All right, guys. Well, hey, let's jump right into this. This is 5 rounds of me just whooping John's butt. Let's go.
There you go. Let's see.
All right, let's get into this first round then. Is Till Chimaev screaming to be the next Covington Masvidal?
I don't know if it's screaming to be the next Masvidal and Covington. Look at these guys get along well and they like training together, and it's a different situation completely than how Colby and Masvidal ended up getting together and everything. But look, friendships start and friendships end, and it could definitely end. I hope it doesn't for both of them. I hope that their friendship lasts for the rest of their lives. But could it? Yeah, it could end, but does it mean it's going to be as kind of nasty now as Masvidal and Covington? I don't think it means that it will be that way.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be that way. They're in different weight classes, though, as well. Chimaev being at 170 right now, and Till being at 185. Till could go back down, but I doubt he wants to do that. And Chimaev may end up eventually going up if he's able to snatch the title at 170. But that's probably 2 years down the road. Yeah. Winning the title and then maybe defending it one time and then going up to 85 would probably be something he should do. Defending it maybe a couple times.
I'd say a couple at least.
Yeah, seeing if Till can get that run. At the 185-pound title, but I think it's very beneficial for Till to have someone like Chimaev, and I think it's very beneficial for Chimaev to have someone like Till. I think they complement each other.
Yep.
All right. So with that, let's get into round number 2, and we're gonna play Who The Fook. And this week's edition
Who The Fook?
Who The Fook is Who The Fook were the first champions. Ooh. So I've got a bunch of promotions from through the years here. No, these are all men because they kind of just the history of men champions ran further. So these are 5 male champions across 5 different promotions. So with that first one, let me bring it up right here, is the UFC.
Oh, yeah.
Who you got?
Well, who is that first person? Well, hold on. There's a question here because, see, you're going into this where it says World Super Fight. That isn't even the belt for the first Super Fight.
This is
the belt. See,
first UFC champion.
You have no idea who you're dealing with here, Dave.
Yes, I know this.
Okay,
I'm gonna lose this one for sure.
That belt was won by Mark Coleman against Dan Severn at UFC 12.
Trust me, I knew I was gonna run into this challenge with you, John. Who was the first UFC champion?
Well, you say champion, Royce Gracie. How's that?
Royce Gracie, yeah.
But
and I knew Coleman was the first super.
But that's not that belt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is the only one I could find that looked old.
That looked old.
That looked older than John. And that was tough. Man. And that was tough. Trust me. All right.
Geez.
Let's get into the next one. Who was the first champion in Strikeforce?
What weight class?
The first champion? First person to hold the belt?
What? Don't say the first champion. You give me a weight class.
No, he's saying the first champion. The first champion?
Who's the first one that won a championship?
Yep.
Yeah. Historically, chronologically.
Okay. Does it have a weight on that?
No, it doesn't matter the weight.
First no, it does matter the weight. There wasn't just one fucking champion in Strikeforce.
Yeah, there was.
He's saying the very first champion.
One. No, the very first champion in Strikeforce. The one that worst, even if he came earlier in the card, it was Clay Guida.
Clay Guida against you.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep. Son of a bitch.
Okay, but all right, Josh. I'll give you a question. Let's see. Who was the first welterweight champion in Strikeforce?
I never really cared.
Nick Diaz.
Yeah.
Nick Diaz.
Yeah.
He was the first welterweight champion. Who was the first middleweight champion?
Oh, Lord.
Oh, here we go.
Come on, baby.
We don't have time for all this, John.
Yeah.
See, I know all these, so I don't know why,
All right.
but
Yes.
Frank Shamrock,
Yeah.
first middleweight,
Yeah.
Pride champion. Oh my God, look at that.
First Pride champion.
But okay, now that would have to be heavyweight. If you're looking at that, and if it's going to be, is that the Grand Prix one that they were talking about? That would have been Coleman?
Was it a heavyweight? Was the first?
I deliberately avoided Grand Prix because I didn't want that to conflict. So these are division champions.
See, because I don't think that oh my God, Vochanchin ever was given a belt. Because he would have been the first guy.
I don't think he was. I don't think he ever did get one either.
I don't think he was. And so if you go into the whole Grand Prix thing, then it was Coleman won the belt, and then he lost it to Nogueira.
Okay. So the first person I have crowned as a champion in Pride per the date that they won it was Nogueira.
Okay, but see, he won it from Coleman. Because Coleman won the fucking Grand Prix, and then Nogueira beat him and became the champion.
Got it.
See? There you go.
All right. Let's go into Bellator. Here we go over. Here we go.
Okay,
Bellator.
Okay, and now see again. There's weight classes.
Yeah, but whoever won it first.
I don't know. Okay, I don't know who fucking did they have featherweight first or did they have that?
Just
right,
say you don't know
the game.
This is
that's bullshit because you're saying. Give me a weight class. I'll tell you who the champion was first in Bellator.
It's whoever won. No, you're cheating.
You're
changing the rules.
John, Who The Fook was the first champion, John?
Who the Fook was the first champion, John? Look at everyone listening to this at home. This is why John wins all the time in our bets. He changes the rules as they go.
I'm not changing the rules. I'm saying if you take it was the welterweight, I'll give you the first champion. If you say it was the heavyweight, I'll give you the first champion. You give me featherweight, I'll give you the first champion.
That's not the game, though. The game is who was the very first ever champion in the organization.
But see, that's saying, okay, who had the first fight for a champion?
That's fine. That's the very first.
If that was a rule, that was a rule.
Well, then there would be two guys that could have potentially won it. The very first fight for a championship.
Do we have a pick?
Change the rules.
Do we have a pick?
Oh, I'm going to go with Eddie Alvarez.
All right.
No, he was lightweight. Hold on. I'll say
there was no weight. There was no weight. We said first champion of the organization.
First off, he was lightweight, and they didn't have. He was not it.
Okay. I guessed Eddie.
Let's see if John.
Eddie's a good because he was the first lightweight champion. But I'm gonna go with Lyman Good.
All right, we have
welterweight.
Joe Soto.
Featherweight. See, I knew it was Joe Soto in the featherweight.
Why did you say not? Why did you say not Eddie if it was a lightweight?
Hold on. This is my point. Joe Soto was the first featherweight Bellator champion. Eddie Alvarez was the first lightweight. Lyman Good was the first welterweight.
Okay.
Hector Lombard was the first middleweight.
Oh, so you're saying they all fought that night?
No, I'm not saying they fought that night. That's my point. Is you give me the weight class, I'll tell you who the first champion was.
Oh no!
But when you're
John, I agree with. I understand what you're saying, but I was saying I thought you were saying they all fought that same night on the one card, and then whoever fought first ended up being the champion. I just went with Eddie because I mean I thought Eddie was because I didn't even know they had 45 at this when they first started the organization, because I thought remember Eddie being the biggest name that they had talked about signing at the time. Because you remember, Bellator was a Spanish show at the time. I think.
Yeah, it was on Deportes.
Yeah, and so they wanted to make sure they signed Mexican fighters, and Eddie was a huge draw for them, and so they went in and got Eddie. So I thought it was going to be Eddie being the first one to fight for the title. That's why I guessed.
All right, number 5.
Soto makes sense though.
PFL. Who do you have as your first champion in PFL?
Again,
no clue.
See, I don't know which weight class they did first.
Well, that's
and this is actually
Lance Palmer.
All right,
this is
Lance Palmer.
Josh, you got a pick?
Ooh, the very first one. I'm gonna go with John because I don't even know who else. Lance Palmer.
We got Steve Carl.
Steve Carl.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Let's move into round number 3 before John blows a gasket.
And who did Steve lose to?
Oh, Lance Palmer.
Yeah, my realm.
Oh, man.
Round number 3. Does Dan Hardy versus Tyron Woodley interest you?
Not at all. Not in the least. Don't want to see it. Love Dan Hardy as a fighter when he fought. Love him as a commentator and a guy that breaks down stuff now. Think he's super intelligent. Think he's a great martial artist. Love the way he conducts himself. I haven't seen anything of Tyron Woodley since his second loss to Jake Paul. I don't even know what he's doing, but there's zero interest on my part to see that. Don't want to see it.
Is this even being talked about?
God, I hope. Maybe Dan, Hardy's looking for it.
Yeah, Dan Hardy wants it, but Tyron Woodley's not talking about it.
Yeah, I don't have any interest. Look, I'd like to see. I wouldn't mind seeing Dan Hardy fight again, but he having a medical issue, or he had a medical issue, and
he had a heart issue.
Yeah, and so just safety wise, no. I have to agree with you though, John, in that I love Dan Hardy in terms of what he's doing with his shows, and him. And I loved him as a commentator as well. I wish they would bring him back and have him be part of that. Like, he's doing some stuff for the UFC gym, not UFC gym, but the UFC over in the UK on a side show that he does. He's phenomenal at doing podcasts, at doing breakdowns. I listen to him all the time. I think
super smart.
Yeah, super smart. Great job. Next.
All right, with that, let's get into round number 4. It's time to play for every action. There's a reaction.
I love to show you my pimp hand is strong.
On today's show, we are going to react to the now famous video of Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. So let me go ahead and play that for you guys right now.
Can we hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now, if she loses, he can't win. He is praying that Will Smith wins. Like, please, Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
He played it off. He played it off so well.
Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay?
He angry right there.
Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
He handled Chris Rock handled that shit like a champ.
Oh, yes, he did.
He took it on the chin. He took the pimp hand strong. It wasn't as strong as most people would have thought from Will Smith, but damn, he handled it like a true professional.
I think he got just the fingers.
Well, it was a little weird, and people were like saying that it was fake. He leaned into it because he was hoping that he was just gonna say something to him, probably about it, like, "Hey, don't talk about my wife." But instead, he slapped him because it looked like and then he saw it coming. He flinched a little bit, like to prepare himself. That's probably the best thing that he saw it coming, because, but I mean, this is John, Hollywood's eating itself right now. This is crazy, man. First off, the Oscars have been struggling for years now. Let's be honest.
Well, they got some good ratings out of that one. I want to know how many times that clip has been watched.
But they didn't get good ratings because that happened live. No. That's from after. They got maybe some good views on their YouTube channel or whatever, or whatever it was. But
they got 5 times the views on just that clip.
For sure.
Than they did on their whole show easy.
Oh yeah.
So
I stopped watching that trash years ago.
I won't watch that crap. I could give a shit. But you gotta love the way Chris Rock handled it like a champ, because like he can't go after him. He's a presenter at the thing. I'm sure he was shocked as shit. And it's like, what do you do? You know, it's one of those, because it's not like it's someone that you don't know that just came up and smacked you and stuff. And it's a rough one, but you can't handle it any better than what he did. Will Smith, I understand why he was he's trying to protect his wife. Not that way. Not in that situation. There's times to go slap someone that's doing something towards your wife. The words like that, it's a joke.
I think also I was listening to Rogan a little bit too. I think when he was talking with Josh Barnett, and he's like, it was a mediocre joke. It wasn't even.
Yeah,
he's like,
it wasn't good.
He's like, it wasn't a great joke. That's one thing. He's like, on top of it, he's like, it wasn't a bad joke either. You know, and when you look at something like with Ricky Gervais, with the things he said about majority of those people in Hollywood, I'm surprised none of them got up there and slapped him.
Oh,
like
man.
slapped him. But in this situation, it was a very strange type atmosphere, you know, and with the stuff with Jada and Will in the past having some issues and other things, it was surprising that was the one thing that set him off. And
but let me ask you this, and because you may have a different view of it. Jada's got supposedly alopecia, okay, which is, you know, a disease that basically makes you lose your hair, okay? And just the way I look at it, if someone is going out dressed up like she is, looking good, with, you know, sporting her, you know, bald head or shaved head the way she is, to me that says that she, hey, I'm good with who I am. It just doesn't seem like she needed to have that brought up in that fashion by her husband. I don't know. To me, she's standing strong by being at the Oscars, looking good, hair or not, who cares? You know, I don't know.
Yeah,
I can understand his wanting to protect his wife. I can, but in that situation, in that scenario, he screwed up.
What do you think? Chris Rock didn't press charges.
I know. I love seeing Number 2. Chris Rock is one of my favorites again.
Nice work.
Press charges for that. You go. Somewhere along the way, I'm going to slap you back.
It's weird. It's weird. Fighters are pressing charges, but actors are not. Interesting.
Actors are not.
Just
crazy.
Little jab there, because I know that Podcast Dave is just eager to say something. But next, Dave.
All right. After Kobe get that 50-44 in a soda, let's move on to round number 5. Is Curtis Blaydes dealing with Corey Anderson syndrome?
Damn, we just kind of talked about this on our questions and answers with the fans and stuff. I do think that in a certain fashion, he's heard Dana, and he's heard that, you know, dude, dry humped, and, you know, it was boring. The whole 5 rounds, it was terrible. And he's letting that get to him as far as, I need to be more exciting. Now, look, as a fighter, you are an entertainer, but there's all kinds of ways to entertain in MMA. You don't have to be a stand-up fighter to be that entertainer. You have to be a wrestler that goes after people. Khabib was an entertainer. Okay, no matter what people want to say, man, a guy that walked forward and did the stuff that he did, going after his opponents, I mean, as entertaining as it gets for me. So Curtis Blaydes, in my opinion, I love the fact that he's getting better with his stand-up, but he needs to be a well-rounded fighter. Don't just be a knockout guy.
Well, since John ate up all the time because I was winning this round already 10-7, so it really just comes down to pick and choose who you decide to be entertainment with. Okay, like being entertaining is one thing, but making sure that you get the win is more important. And I think as long as he does that, it doesn't have to get into that Corey Anderson phase. He has all the ability to become champion. Just a matter
of a stud.
Utilizing it when it's against certain people, like understanding when to use your wrestling, understand when you can get away with standing a little bit more, and mixing the two things together. But hey, that's going to wrap up our 5 rounds of me knocking John out, bloody in the nose a little bit, maybe testing that chin. But I love it because we have a great time. As long as John doesn't follow me and kill me like a tree, okay, then we are good. Other than that, I want to thank you guys so much. Hit the subscribe button and go to WeighingInPodcast.com. Pick up some of our merch is available there as well. And John, take us away.
Hey, for everyone out there listening, especially to Podcast Dave for not saying exactly what weight class. You blew that one. But everyone out there listening, we hope you had fun, and we will see you.